Hopefully. All right, I seem to be working on the audio here. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Mark, how you doing? All right, well, we're going live. Hopefully the ad isn't going for everybody so far. If you can hear me, give me a holler on the chat room. I hope I can. Got the audio problems worked out from last time anyway. All right, hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, I had some audio problems last time. The two microphones that didn't like each other very much, and they were kind of blanking everything out. So welcome to the podcast, or the live cast, everybody. We haven't been doing much shop-wise or podcasting lately. It's been kind of busy, hectic, finishing up the school year, and we had a pretty busy schedule with the local guild that I'm in. And between that and working a few things out, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the podcast, it's been about 1 year since I started doing this silly thing, and I've done quite a few different things. I've got to talk to a couple different authors. I got to do quite a few podcasts with Matt Vanderlist. I did a couple different things with Mark Spagnolo, Wood Whisperer, and did quite a few book giveaways. And through that, I got to amass my book collection, and a few people won the books throughout the time too. And we kind of had a little bit of mix-up in communication with Fox Chapel, and Fox Chapel is back, though. We are going to be doing book giveaways again, and I'm happy to have them working with me. And I guess quite a few of the books that people won, they were all sent to them fine, no problem. But then a few of the books that were supposed to get to me, they ended up going to a different address somehow, and we thought that they were done, but they actually are back with us, no problems at all. So the next 2 months, we're going to cover two different books, actually. One of them is the veneering and inlay, and that one covers a lot of different stuff. I mean, there's all about the veneer itself, the presses, quite a few different things about inlay and veneering. And this is one of two books that people voted on the site, and this was one of them that was picked. And I'm happy to be able to do this one. This one's probably going to be a later book, because I actually want to be able to do some demos and some different things showing some of the techniques in the book. The first book, the one that's going to be next, is The Great Book of Woodworking Tips, and that was the one that was picked, second one, or actually the first one that was picked on the site, and the second one was a veneering book. This one is actually, if you've ever read American Woodworker, this is like taking all of the tips at the beginning of the books, adding a whole bunch of them to them, and putting them all in one bound book. I mean, this thing has got a ton of stuff in there. There's a few things that I've been wanting to try for a while, so I'm going to try to put some of the stuff together and give a good comprehensive book review of that one and see what we can do from there. Excuse me, but we are happy to have them back with us, and we're going to be doing that over the next couple months. Those are two books that we are going to go over. I mentioned earlier that there's been a lot of different things in the local guild that I'm in. It's actually called the Northeast Wisconsin Woodworkers Guild. We had a show earlier this year. That was a lot of work to put that together. Jane, the lady, that one of the other board members, does a lot with that. And the other members and the other board members, we spent a lot of time doing that stuff. We updated the site. We did a lot of different things. If anybody hasn't had a chance to check it out, it's newwg.org, and I rebuilt their site for them to make it a little more comprehensive. You can look on there and check out the library, when the meetings are, what's going on next, and everything. And I am a board member there and help them out quite a bit. So if you're in Wisconsin area, feel free, come and check us out. It's free to come and check out your first meeting too. So other than that, I have not been able to spend as much time in the shop as I would like to. I think we all have that problem. That's why I ended up titling my one when I end up talking to other people, it's shop time, because nobody has enough shop time. But a few things I have been able to do recently. We put a garden in the back corner of our yard, and I built these frames that go around the garden, and there is wire mesh in the inside of those. We threw together some quick for the peas to grow up. And I recently had my 5-year anniversary, and the traditional gift is wood, and I couldn't come up with something that I haven't either built or we don't have. So for the garden, I put together these little scroll saw stakes, and I got a airbrush for airbrush for Christmas, and I got to paint. So it was kind of fun putting these together, and my wife actually came down and worked with me on these. She tried out the scroll saw for the first time. She actually had a lot of fun messing with it, and then I got to play with my airbrush and some other paints, and it was kind of fun. And I made a little makeshift spray booth outside, and got those a couple coats of spar varnish on the outside of them to keep them safe from the weather. And then I got a couple in the garden here. There's tomato one you can see there. That's about it. So yeah, it was fun doing that together, and considering it as a wood thing, fit good with the 5 years. So my next thing that I'm going to be working on is actually we're redoing my daughter's room, and I hope to get a lot of the stuff on video that we do. We're putting windows in the one end of the house, 5 different windows. A friend of mine, actually a contractor, he's going to be putting the windows in, but I'm going to be doing all the trim on the inside. I'll do a little bit on that. And the other big project is, it's kind of a simple project with some simple wood, but I'm going to be putting this elevated bed together. If you can see the space underneath, that's actually sized for a dresser to fit in there on next to the ladder, and then on the other end there's going to be some shelves. The headboard will actually be able to be like lifted up, and there'll be a little space underneath, along with the foot end of it will have that same thing. It's just going to be out of pine and poplar. It's a painted thing, nothing real fancy, but something fun to do. Other than that, like normal, like anybody else, I have quite a few different things around the house, different things that we got to do that way. And I recently did with the guild, I did a hand saw sharpening demo. We tried to get some footage at the meeting, but the battery died on us, so we didn't have as much footage as we wanted. And the footage that we did have, the audio was terrible because it's made for an auditorium and it didn't record very well. So I want to re-record some of that stuff. I'm not sure when that'll come out, hopefully within the next couple months as well. The other thing coming up, Mr. Mark Spagnolo, later this week, we're going to be talking about just some basic spray finishing. I am pretty green when it comes to spray finishing. I picked up a second-hand Erlex sprayer, fairly cheap, and Mark has agreed to sit down and talk to me a little bit about some spray finishing, give me some pointers, and hopefully I'll help you guys out too. When it comes to spray finishing, I am the spray finish that I put on the garden stakes, that was pretty much a spray can, and I did okay with it. I hope that the Erlex goes as easy as a spray can does. The other thing that's coming up, I actually just got done sending some emails back and forth with him, is through Matt Vanderlist, because Matt helped me out tremendously get going on this stuff. And he got me in contact now with Mr. Hendrik Barju. And if you haven't had a chance, go and check out the website on the bottom of your screen here, passionforwood.com. I remember seeing a lot of stuff that he did listening to a lot of the stuff that he did with Matt. And I'm really happy to be able to, we're going to do like an introduction podcast within the next couple weeks. And we hope to have it be a reoccurring segment that people can either shoot me an email or I'll put my Skype information up later, and we can hopefully do a Q&A type thing like Matt did, along with a few other things. He's got DVDs coming out. He teaches classes up by him. A lot of interesting stuff that the guy does, and I'd really looking forward to talking with him. So other than that, we are, like I said before, it's been a year since we started this thing. I've had a lot of fun along the way, and I'd like to thank everybody that was part of it. Mark, that's in the chat room right now, Matt, and Shannon, the three guys from Wood Talk Online Radio. Every one of them has been more than helpful on everything to do with this stuff. So thanks guys, and Tom from Tom's Workshop. He's been a help too. All the guys in the woodworking community. It's been great doing this for a year, and I hope I keep doing it. So. Speaking of other ideas and the stuff that Hendrik is coming on, I have a contact area on my site that you guys anybody's always welcome to shoot me an email and let me know what's going on there. But other than that, I also have a Skype, and if you want, the numbers on the screen is 920-933-4940 or username Ravinheart. You can leave a message there, and we will try to address what goes on with it at either if it's a Hendrik question that we can cover in a later segment when we do a Q&A thing with him, or if there's just suggestion that you want to see or more information on something we do here, feel free to, shoot that out there. Leave me a message. It's not a problem. So, and I guess those are the things I wanted to make sure I covered. Is actually some for being around for 1 year. There's some pretty big changes for me coming up, and it's the bed's a pretty decent sized project that size-wise, it's something that I can't put together here in the shop. I'm going to have to basically build it in this room, assemble it in another room to be able to disassemble it and reassemble it upstairs with the glue. So it's going to be a lot of dry fitting. I would normally use my finishing room that's just outside this room to assemble something, but it's large enough and the floor is got a drain in it, so it's not completely level, that I'm going to have to do that in another room in the basement that I know is level. So it should be kind of fun and different. So, well, considering the chat room's kind of light right now, and I'm going to get it going. I just wanted to make sure that I got all the stuff that's going on, get the books out there for everybody. This will be recorded, and we're going to be putting it out later on. Thanks. The next live podcast is going to be July 8th at 8 o'clock again. That actually is going to be a little different live cast. There's going to be just a short thing about what the next book's going to be and what the podcasts have been, and if there's any questions between now and then. And it's actually going to be a type of a live demo instead of the normal sit down and talk kind of thing. So I'm going to stop the recording for now, and I want to thanks everybody for tuning in.